learned a new opinion from her.
Any surprise that Kaiah was Player of the Week?
I don't think so. I mean, she was seeing the ball so well and just excited for her performance, and she's trained really hard for those moments. So just excited for her, and hopefully she continues that hot streak.
She said that sometimes she can get in her head when she's up there, trying to figure out whether to slap or hit for power. I guess as a left-handed hitter, how do you work through that type of mental situation there?
Yeah, sometimes it's tricky because there's too many options. It's if everything feels good, it's kind of hard to easy to overthink it, I guess. But right now her swing feels really good. I think she's showing bunt in opportunities where the defense allows that. And she has her slap in her back pocket, which is kind of crazy for defenses to prepare for. So, I think it's what she feels good with right now. And then if a pitcher calls for a different game plan, I think that's always available to her.
How do you think for her having that freshman season helped her development now?
I think it was huge. I think you're seeing her kind of find herself offensively as far as what tools she prefers, where she feels confident. I think even, from, personal experience, usually pitchers kind of dictate what tools you like to go to. So, I know she likes hitting both sides of the plate, but there's pitches that she likes to slap over others. So I think she's just kind of refining that and getting more and more confident with it.
When you think about the game and how left-handed hitters are now that you've got more power over there, what do you see the differences are from maybe when you played her before that?
As far as the tools,
power from the left side.
It's great that they can do kind of everything. I mean, Kai, Taylor, Blaze, Regan to an extent, Jazz. I mean, each one of them has a power element, whether it be hard slapping or swinging away within their game. And I just think, when you look at it from a defensive scouting perspective, when we're scouting other teams, it makes it really hard to position yourself, one in the infield and two in the outfield as far as depth goes. You always have to kind of leave something open, and I think that's where they really excel, and their speed kind of shines because they're able to place the ball where they want.
Speaking of power, it seems like power is down nationally, especially in this conference. What are you guys seeing this year as maybe we aren't seeing as many power hitters this season?
Pitching. I don't think power is down. I think we have really good hitters, but I also think we have really good pitching top to bottom. So, and every single team that we face kind of brings different tool sets. So you're constantly having to adapt to a scouting report. And a lot of times, teams top to bottom in their bullpen provide different looks. So I think it's just a true testament to the talent within our conference.
How do you train, like with the catch we saw with the Kaiah on Sunday? What are some of the training mechanisms that you guys use to allow them to be prepared for those types of situations?
As far as which tools they're going to use?
In terms of like how to approach the wall, how to time the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of thing.
We do those things in practice weekly. I think we did, I can't remember what series it was, that Regan wasn't happy with her jumps at the fence, so we planned it into our practice plan the next week, and we do it throughout the fall. We do it at camp in the summertime with the little kids because they love it, but we use a lot of tennis balls to start because the fence can kind of be this scary component when you first get here, and the first thing we do in practice is it was started with 6 of them this year, but they all go hit it without the ball, without anything, and just figure out what it feels like. And I think they all start to realize it doesn't feel as bad as they think it maybe does, and if you plan to hit it on your terms with the right part of your body, then you're going to be in good shape. So I really appreciated her rhythm, her timing. All those things come with a lot of reps, so she did a great job.
Did you show them your wall experience at the beginning of the year?
Why would I do that? Because that was not the correct way. No, and I think, there's way different components. We have a warning track now. We have padding on the wall. So, it's way easier to say, hey, go hit this fence when it's not wooden. But, they put so much effort into the rhythm and timing of those moves, and she kept I think you could tell it was calm and composed, and it allows the eyes to focus, which takes a lot of practice.
And that's how you scout out the elementary schoolers who can jump, right?
Yeah, Get their vertical early,
Yep.
Survival of the fittest.
There was no flinch in this team either of the past 2 Sundays, losing a late lead. It's felt like you guys have done that a lot this season. There's been a lot of walk-offs here where you guys have lost a lead, but just the offense has not flinched at all. What does that say about where this team is at mentally at a very crucial point in the season.
Well, they trust themselves and they trust each other. I think that's the biggest thing. I think it's one thing to trust yourself, but I think it's another thing. I think Carly said it in her interview was to just pass the bat to the next person because they're going to do their job. And I think they're trusting each other to get their jobs done. And I thought that was a true testament to, Miranda coming in and not having the performance she wanted, but them having her back at the end of the day. And, Miranda's been through times where we couldn't put runs on the board for her. And, it comes in waves like that. So being able to kind of trust yourself and trust your teammates in those moments that we're going to have each other's backs in whatever side of the ball.
How crucial is it to just execute at such a high level in those tight margins, whether it's the catch of the wall, Regan single off the glove? I mean, it seems like whenever there's a bounce that goes your way, your players take advantage of it.
For sure, and I think that's just a credit to their preparation. I mean, I think they prepare for those moments, throughout the week, but they've also prepared for those moments throughout an entire fall. And, I think one thing I've been super proud of this team with is they come out Tuesdays and they're getting better every week. And it's really easy when it's 90 degrees and it's in the gritty, hard part of the conference to kind of take it easy and be like, we've done this drill a million times. And they don't. They get better. They get more competitive. And, we've added some runners to certain situations that are making drills more competitive, and they're rising to the challenge. And I think that says a lot about a good team.
What are your thoughts about this being the last conference series at Houston?
It's sad, but at the same time, I know we're going to play them a ton in the future too, and it's just going to be in a different capacity. So, it's sad to see this be the last. We just got the Pac-12 tournament rolling, and for this to be the last one, it's a bummer. But at the same time, we're making sure that we continue those relationships with, a lot of our rivals, and I think we've developed a lot of rivalries throughout the top to bottom with the Pac-12. So we're making sure we get those games in pre-conference, and it won't be the last time that we see them.
What did you see from the Bruins that allowed them to kind of control that series against Stanford?
They're getting hot at the right time. I think that's the biggest thing. They're kind of, pitching at the right time, hitting at the right time. They've got the timely hits, which is what we've been able to do lately. So they're a tough team right now, and they've got two aces that are very good and kind of different looks, but really just trusting themselves in those moments and kind of gritty wins against Stanford. So, looking forward to the challenge.
You have an update on Jasmine and if she's going to be available this year?
She's got color in her face, which is great. I know. But she's got color in her face. She looks great. She's better energy. So let's put some weight on her this week, and we'll go to work. Hard to do, but
haven't put weight on her in 4 years.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I don't know. She's gotten stronger throughout her 4 years. I think it was good to see her walk in the dugout right now because she looks like she's feeling a whole lot better.
UCLA's pitching, Tinsley especially, what do you see from these freshmen as they're going through the season, her in particular?
Well, they're competitors and they've grown throughout the season. I think that's, what good players do. They took their bumps kind of early and they responded, and I think that's what we've done as well. So just being able to know that they're competitors, know that they're going to make good pitches and attack when the time calls and when they're able to throw into our zone, I think is going to be huge.
Before the season, you and your staff gave the players an opportunity to connect with an alum to really bring this 50 years full circle of the program. How have you seen them embrace that throughout the year, and how have you seen it really become part of their identities on the softball diamond?
Well, I think one of my favorite days was, although we lost the game to Louisville, was Jenny Dalton coming and talking to the team, because I think the in-person energy that she has and the story that she conveys, they feel every piece of that because they've been through the same things. And I think it's easy to see the national championships on the wall and just think that they didn't have any bumps along the way and there were no hard times and there was no adversity. They just see the glory days, or winning the championships on TV, and they don't get to hear the stories about the tough times and how those tough times got them to where they were. So I think hearing that and hearing like, wow, she went through the same things that we're kind of going through right now, I think that was truly special. And I know a couple of our girls have been able to connect, and it was super cool to have Denham here because I know Brooke looks up to her so much and sees a lot of herself in her, and now I have those two connected forever. And just that's been really cool to kind of plant those seeds, because now when the massive group walks on the field on a Saturday, they feel some connection. And I think it's cool for our seniors to know that they're going to be a piece of that, once they're done here.
As an alum yourself, what did Saturday mean to you? But also, seeing Autumn throw out the first pitch on Friday, all the fun things that alumni weekend involved, culminating obviously with Saturday and 70 plus alums walking out on that field.
Yeah.
A lot of players you played with as well. What does that mean to you when you think about the significance of this program and what it means to this university?
It's special. I mean, I don't think it exists in a lot of places. I think we do it, so much better, and it's truly, we don't blow smoke when we say it's a family here and you're a Wildcat for life. And I talked to Autumn for 2 weeks because she had anxiety about the first pitch and if she was going to throw it underhand or overhand and how much practice she needed if she threw it underhand and all of these things. And we went to high school together too, so we were in each other's weddings. We've been best friends for a long time, so that was fun to see that. I get goosebumps. I mean, I did when we were playing Florida State and we had kind of the first one of those games. I love when we do it during season. I know they like it in the fall sometimes, but I love when we do it during season because it brings this whole energy to the stadium that I think you guys could probably even feel just for game day. And the fact that it was also senior weekend plus rivalry weekend just made it extra special.
And Mike threw a pretty solid first pitch.
I mean, he gets the 5 hours notice and drills a strike, and I got to talk to Autumn for 2 weeks about the anxiety of the pitching. So yeah, but she threw a strike. She had the double gun afterwards. I was like, you crushed it. So.
What are you expecting from Kaiah heading into California, her home state, being on a tear right now?
I think she's on a tear, but at the same time, she's been consistent for us every single day throughout the fall in practice, in games. So I expect the exact same thing that I would on any given Tuesday and rolling into UCLA. And I think that says a lot about the great players and how they can kind of stay consistent throughout an entire season and not get too high, not get too low. She's going to show up and be the same person every day.